Hello everyone, good morning. How are you all? I hope you are safe at your home and doing great. Your studies is continue at home wonderfully because SG College of Commerce, all the faculty members are trying hard to make your study continues. Salute the efforts of SG College of Commerce and principal sirs and all the faculty members and all your students also, because you are continuing your studies patiently besides the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, my topic is statement of affairs, which is most important part of liquidation of company. I will tell you, listen to me for the very few minutes, and I will assure you, after listening me for the very few minutes, your each and every cell of your blood will tell about statement of affairs. Let's start. So there are 8 lists in statement of affairs. I will tell you the name of each and every list individually. Firstly, we will learn the names, and after that we will learn it completely, individually, in depthly. I will tell you in devastating measure. Okay, let's start. There are 8 lists. A, you have to learn the codings of the names. First A, then please change the slide. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, there are 8 codes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. It means there are 8 codes. And attached with a specific name. Let's start with the first code. And the first code is assets not specifically pledged. First learn the names. Assets not specifically pledged, assets specifically pledged, then preferential creditor, secured creditor, preferential shareholders and equity shareholders, and after that deficiency. Let's learn again. First, assets not specifically pledged, then assets specifically pledged, then preferential creditors, and after that secured creditors, means debenture holders and bonds also, and after that unsecured creditors, and after that preferential and equity shares, and last one is deficiency and surplus. Okay, let's learn each and every list individually in depth. First list is assets not specifically pledged. When you take loan from any NBFC, any bank, or any other banking institution or any other institution, you do not have to take loan without providing any assets. You have to pledge specific asset or the all assets combinedly in a bulk. It means when you take loan of assume we are taking loan of 50 lakh rupees, then we have to pledge any building or plant or machinery or land or any other assets. And if we are not specifically pledging, then we have to pledge a bulk of assets, bulk. And if we are pledging the assets in bulk, it is called assets not specifically pledged. Okay, and the assets is bank balance, marketable security, trade debtors and unpaid calls, freehold property and etc. Okay, change the slide please. Assets specifically pledged. When I'm saying that assets specifically pledged, then you have to specify the name of every asset. Like, I'm pledging my building, I'm pledging my land, I'm pledging my plant and machinery. Okay, it means you have to specify the asset. And in case you default, you are not able to pay the loan, then bank or NBFC or any other institution will sell your asset and recover their loan. Okay, and the format of that is the asset specifically pledged, estimated realizable value, secured creditors, deficiency or surplus. I will tell you in depth. Okay. Asset specifically pledged, you have to write the name. Like we can fill it with the building, plant, machinery, specifically, individually. Okay. And in this column, we have to write the name. We have to write the realizable amount. It means if the asset is my iPhone is 75,000 rupees, but if I can sell this in the market, I can recover in just 30,000 rupees. So how can I fill the 75,000? I have to fill only 30,000 rupees in that column. Okay, because I can recover, and even bank can recover the 30,000 just. So the value of this iPhone is just 30,000 rupees. And after in this column, we have to fill the loan amount. It means we have to take the loan of 50,000 rupees, then we have to fill it with the 50,000. Okay, and now I am telling you the balance, two columns. If this column exceed this column, it means if secure loan exceed the estimated realizable value, it means bank is not able to recover their loan fully after even selling your assets. In that case, deficiency occur. You have to fill the balance amount, deficiency. If this is 30,000, this is 50,000, you have to fill it with 20,000. Okay, and after that, if estimated realizable value is more than secured creditor, it means my iPhone is sold in 70,000 rupees and the loan amount is 50,000 rupees, then there is a surplus of 20,000 rupees. Then this is the whole detail of assets specifically pledged. So I told you the two list, and I will tell you the next list in the next video. Thank you.